Well, guys, welcome back to the BeachWhaleShow movie review, where we're going to be reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4. And what the hell do we think about this? Because we just came out of the theaters all soaking wet outside, and guess what? It is meh. Like, it's
okay. That's it.
Yeah, it's either a disappointment.
It definitely didn't feel the same. That's why I was surprised. You were looking into the writers; they're all the same.
Yeah,
it felt like it was written
except for one of them. One of them actually came in.
They added an extra writer.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
So his name was Darren Lemec, who is basically I guess either he had a big influence of the writing here, or he basically just, I guess he wrote it and then everybody else took a look at it and he probably just, I'm going to give you a name. That's speculation here. But it would make sense because he did say that apparently this is like a first love letter to the first one. And to be honest, it kind of resembles a little bit about it.
Yeah, because they showed Tai Lung.
Yeah, exactly. They showed Tai Lung. Of course, you know that because you saw the trailer and you saw what was the main protagonist or the antagonist, whatever you like to call the chameleon. Who, to be honest,
weak villain,
very weak,
the weakest one out of all of them.
Yeah, but either way, it's one of those movies that I'm still questioning why they made a fourth one. Yeah. They should have ended with the third one.
I mean, if not, they should have put more thought into this one. I won't lie. One thing I will praise the movie for is the way it looks, the way it's animated. Yeah. Like DreamWorks has been on that for sure. Just like Puss in Boots with the animation, and then you have this Kung Fu Panda. The Kung Fu Panda always looked nice with the flashbacks, with the cutscenes, and so it always looks nice.
And do you want to guess the budget on this film? $85 million. Woo! They
compared to the last three.
Yeah, compared to the last three, which over $100 million.
Okay.
So let's go with the first one because I got it here. The first one got $130 million. Okay. The second one got 100, and my favorite one, $150 million. Yeah. They actually, I think that was the top one.
An extra one.
Yeah, and the third one for the Kung Fu Panda 3, they got about $145 million.
Okay.
So they didn't cut no expense from there.
Yeah, except this one.
Oh, yeah, especially this one. This was a shocker one, and I am shocked, like, what they did here.
Okay, the thing I want to know is, are they doing good right now?
They already beat their budget, so yeah, they're going to do good nonetheless.
So, again, there is a potential then for a fifth one.
yeah, there is a potential to make a fifth one. They even talked about it, which I do want to get more later on.
Okay. Let's stick to the film real fast.
Yeah, exactly. But let's go with your thoughts. What do you thought of this whole film?
I think the movie was pretty short for the most part.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
Jack Black as Poe. The only thing I think I enjoyed about the movie. The only thing. Shifu would have been fine. I like Shifu. I think he should have been in it more than Awkwafina's Fox and...
what do you thought of the Fox? What do you thought of her character and her development throughout the whole film?
I mean, I already knew what it was going to be as soon as they showed the trailer. Well, not by the trailer. When the movie started and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, you started to see it.
Yeah. The stories, the change, a new Dragon Warrior. They wanted to go with a different route, I guess. I just don't find that character charming. I didn't find the character charming or really any funny.
How dare you?
No, not funny. I don't think so.
She's been on a lot of voice acting lately.
It's fine, but that's it. Fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if it's the presentation or just the writing. Probably could have been the writing because they probably gave Poe the better writing for Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black did. So, what do you think of the the other characters that you showed up? Apparently, like Poe's dad, and what do you thought of them?
I like them. But that was about it. Did you like them? Did you?
Oh, no, I'll get right into it. I'm just asking you.
Okay, that's fine. No, I definitely liked their first scene in the tavern when they went to the tavern. That was funny. There's fine. I mean, they didn't show them that much.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
Do you think the pacing was off for you?
Yeah. It felt slow. But even though there was quite a bit of scenes, if you think about it, there was quite a bit of scenes about that. It just felt slow. I don't know. It didn't feel like it was connecting right. Yes. But it's... I see who it was targeted for, but at the same time, they've made better ones.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Definitely better ones.
Remember, we came out of the theaters and we saw a lot of kids there. There were a lot of giggles. And I get it. The jokes hit, right? The jokes hit.
Some of them.
Yeah.
The jokes hit.
But even for the kids, they were laughing.
Yeah,
they were giggling.
Well, of course. Because those were kids' jokes and stuff like that. I didn't like the three little bunnies.
Oh yeah, they're annoying.
I was like, they're gonna be the cringe scenes. They remind me of like Thor: Love and Thunder with.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. Yeah. But what? So what do you think your final rating for
I
this?
just give it a 6.
A 6 right off the bat.
Oh, just
yeah,
6.
a 6. So it's an okay,
out of 10.
above average film. All right, so let's go into my review and what I think about this film. It's oh boy, yeah, this is a master disappointment. I am very, very shocked what they did here. Kind of brutalizing the characters. Like a lot of them. I'm shocked. We saw Tai Lung, and he doesn't act like Tai Lung. What just happened? And we know that. We saw the trailer, and of course we got Po, which is probably the best part of the whole film.
Of course.
And of course we got a fox that apparently kind of goes toe to toe with him. And I'm like, what's going on? A chameleon that we know. The major issue. It does not make no sense.
That the chameleon did not know Kung Fu.
We would spoilers.
Yeah, well,
but that's the reasoning behind of that. There is a reason why these stuff doesn't make sense, and there's people that are going to eat this up because there is, it's people coming here to watch the film to just entertain themselves, not just them, but for their kids as well.
Yeah.
And I saw giggles, laugh. But if you're coming here to watch the same story as the first, second, or third, which the second one is probably the best one for me, and bringing back characters that kind of just brutalize them and don't even make sense anymore, and all because the power of forgiveness or inner peace.
Yeah.
Forget about all that. It's a new story. And apparently what they said, it's a love letter to the very beginning. I don't see it here, Chief.
I was about to say.
You missed way above it. And I don't think it's because of the budget. Maybe that's a reason why as well.
Well, I'm sure they didn't want to pay for the actors.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Big time. They probably thought they could run it with a smaller crew or a smaller budget. By the looks of it, they did succeed.
Yeah, so what did they got right here? Well, I just mentioned
obviously the animation.
Yeah, animation, Po, Shifu.
Yeah.
And
it's just the new characters. They didn't have a strong villain.
Yeah.
They didn't have a new character, the fox, and it was, how do you say the writing, generic.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree, but we saw some other trash films, and this one was entertainment.
Yeah.
It was.
Fun.
And to be honest, I'll give it a generous score, and it is going to be a 6 because I did like the beginning of it.
I thought the beginning was really good.
Yeah, and then after, the more you start going through it, you start seeing pieces falling out of place. It does not make sense. And then for some reason, there's some twists and turns and I'm still baffled by it. And to be honest, they should have just left it at the third one. They should have left it there. But now I'm mad and upset because I'm pretty sure we're going to get another Kung Fu Panda 5.
Oh, you already know. Because
the directors say this ain't gonna be Poe's last adventure. There's gonna be more, but the question: what kind of adventure?
So there's probably gonna be another trilogy.
Yeah, another trilogy, either probably from the TV series or from Nickelodeon. There is couples of that as well, and I think they do really well because Poe is Poe, and there is reasons behind it that they don't want to bring in.
I wonder what that reasoning is.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to, potentially, if they're going to make more films, then are they going to bring the other characters back?
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense. They keep saying, like, it's exactly from the first one and the first love letter. Yeah. And it's just like, what exactly is it? You're missing the point of the first one. And I know I'm being very critical. And maybe a 6 is a little too generous. But I could see why, because of the other trash that we saw this year are pretty trash. Yeah. But this one is an all right film that you could, keep your mind off things and then probably just enjoy what it is. No. But maybe a 6 out of 10 is a little generous. But if you want to take your kids with you in theaters, they're gonna definitely enjoy it. And if you're a big Kung Fu Panda like we are, you're gonna see some major plot issues for sure, and maybe some pacing. And there's some. Don't get me wrong, jokes they hit, at least some of them.
Yeah, some of them do.
Which I kind of laugh, but that's better than nothing.
The beginning was funny.
Exactly. So yeah. So yes, both of us will give it a 6 out of 10. And of course, the big question is, should you go see this film?
I mean, if there's nothing to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are things to watch, like Dune. But I guess if you like Kung Fu Panda, just go ahead and watch this.
No, that's even more generous because I don't want a fifth one.
Well, there's gonna be a fifth one.
Yeah, there is gonna
probably
be a fifth
like 5 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, I suggest if you really want to go see this film, I would suggest if you're a big Kung Fu Panda fan, I would say just watch it on streaming service when it does come out. And if not, if you really want to go see it, hopefully you could go to a later showing where there's like probably like $5 movie showing, and then you could go see it. Either way, it's one of those things that it's kind of like if you want to go see it, go ahead see it. But if you don't want to see it, you're not missing much.
Yeah, you're definitely not. It's gonna be definitely a forgettable film.
Yeah. So there's our rating, and if you want to go into spoilers, we're gonna go do the spoilers right now and go check that out. So welcome to our spoiler talk for Kung Fu Panda 4, and we'll go right into it. We know that we hate it, or we don't hate it, but we kind of enjoyed the film. But why, boy? Why do you give it that kind of score?
Well, I just gave it that score because it was a mediocre movie. Yeah. I guess a 6 fits. There's nothing spectacular here.
All right.
At least when it comes to story.
Exactly.
And the characters.
Absolutely.
But
so let's get the big elephant out of the house. The Furious Five. They lied to us. They didn't lie to you.
They did not lie to you. Go ahead. He said they were going to be in there, and they were in there. In
the end of the credits. That's where.
And the beginning.
Yeah.
And the beginning.
They only told stories. Like, it looks like they were reading you a book.
I knew they were going to do it. I knew it.
I wasn't hoping it that way.
I heard you in the theater go, oh my God. And I knew it. I knew instantly. I was like, all right, let's see how they're going to write them off. Yeah. It's such a cheap cop-out way, too.
It is.
So he's like, oh, they're doing these missions. It's like, I thought they always did it together.
That's what I thought so, too. But no. They were doing their own ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, they weren't even
there. And that's the big problem. And they said it was a love letter to the first one. My ass, because it wasn't. Because that's the big problem. And of course, we have the new faithful dragon warrior. The fox. What's the fox's
I don't
name?
remember it's like Jin or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Jin, something like that.
Jen.
I can't believe you remember that.
It was I was thinking about it too because I was like, what are the characters' name?
Yeah.
Like the other one, Tai Lung had a name. The chameleon, did the chameleon have a name?
The chameleon, I think it was just the chameleon. Yeah, I think it's just the chameleon. At least that I'm aware of. But it makes sense. I'm like, but
they didn't put much thought into.
No, they did not. At all. It was really bad. And the worst part is the whole purpose of Po is giving away the Dragon Warrior, and we still young.
Yeah, I think.
And they explained that in Kung Fu Panda 2. He's like, you learn inner peace at such a young age. What the hell? And then all of a sudden, because look, the first
dinner with peace, brother.
It's so freaking dumb, and I hated it very much. And I get it how they're trying to say, like, the first one, how anybody could become a dragon warrior.
Yeah.
And
Which this one shows it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But he didn't just exactly become like a pro and took it.
Yeah.
He worked his ass off to achieve it. And everybody made fun of him, and like
no one made fun of this.
Everybody was kicking his ass at the beginning. Yeah. And then when Tai Lung was a big threat, which of course he was here for a short couple of seconds, and then he just became a clown.
Well, I mean, the chameleon is the main villain.
But that's the big issue. It's like, why do they turn these characters into...
that stuff didn't make sense, too, with the Kung Fu. Why wouldn't you take the Dragon Warrior's Kung Fu? Yeah. Instead, you choose to fight him with everyone else's Kung Fu, which didn't make sense to me.
But boy, it's because they're dead and he is alive.
Okay.
So, and it just doesn't make any completely sense because, oh my God, I could break this film into from the worst. I know we're talking from the worst right now because there is so much problems.
Oh, one of the big things that were bothering me were the cutscenes, like on how they managed to save Po from falling down.
Oh yeah.
And the scene where he gets tossed out of the goddamn the Great Wall or something by the chameleon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they somehow saved his life. They somehow saw him. They somehow got to him and picked him and grabbed him up.
Yeah.
Not just that, but how they got to the city too.
Yeah.
That whole scene with them trying to get in the bar trying to get into the city was because they needed a ride. How are you telling me that they got over there?
You're talking about the dads, right?
Yes, the dad, Poe and Bryan Cranston's Panda.
Yeah, that's another big problem. Why are the dads going over there instead of the Furious Five?
That was funny too, because he's fought all these people, right? He's fought Tai Lung. He's fought Shen and whoever the Rhino Ox guy was.
Master Rhino, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know if was it only getting the powers of the bad guys or just everybody who knows Kung Fu?
I think just everyone who knows Kung Fu.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but it doesn't make... see, this is why I'm giving it generous. But then again, after talking about this, I might lower my score. Because it is painful talking about this because I'm a big Kung Fu Panda fan. And I know you could tell from my... anger and my frustration with this film.
I agree. It should have been Furious 5. Yeah. It would have made more sense if
it would have been.
Yeah.
Because could you imagine if Kung Fu Panda or Poe, like let's just say he did loses the spirit of him, and then all of a sudden he couldn't like beat them up anymore or beat Chameleon up, and then the Furious 5 comes up and they go like, we know your move, Poe. And we trained ourselves to be better. Like you trained us, because that's what the last Kung Fu Panda 3 was about. He was training everybody, and I guess the dad forgot because he doesn't know chi anymore, which is another issue.
He forgot.
What was it called?
He forgot.
I guess he forgot. He just I don't know. He stopped.
Yeah.
And I guess I guess the second. Oh my God! All right, so let's go in from the very beginning. I know I could tear this up, but let's go talk about what actually did work. Like from the very beginning.
It had its classic heroic Poe, the storytellers.
Oh yeah, no, like when you're going into the intro, you start seeing the Tai Lung, right? Like a
oh, that's right, the shape-shifting Tai Lung. Yeah,
and apparently it was the chameleon, but we didn't know that. But she basically came in, showing off and showing her like some karate kicks and all that. And I'm just wondering, is because her whole purpose is trying to get Kung Fu because she can't learn Kung Fu.
Yeah. In a way.
Am I wrong?
I mean, no.
Yeah, because her whole purpose is trying to get Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Because nobody would teach her. And I'm like thinking because she's small. And I'm like, have you seen praying mantis, viper, or any other like the Master Chicken?
Yeah, I know.
They completely forgot about those.
They ignored that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because, the masters didn't want to show her or something like that because she was tiny?
She was tiny. Yeah. That's what the whole issue. Yeah. She was tiny. And it didn't make any sense. None of it made sense. So, okay, so we didn't know that then. So apparently they continued on, and then obviously...
They opened up with Poe.
It opened up with Poe, the good stuff, where I fell in love. I'm like, oh my God, he's back. Jack Black is playing the voice actor of Poe. He's funny, he's charismatic, he's all fighting... what was it, like a stingray?
Yeah, a flying stingray.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? It works. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. Him kicking butt, and I'm like, he's a dragon warrior, and he's doing all this, and I'm like, it works because he trained so much, and he understands what his powers is. He understands himself, and it goddamn fucking works. So what happened after that, boy?
I guess we learned that he's opening up a new restaurant. Yeah, his dad, and this is where Shifu's not Shifu, Oogway's staff comes in.
Oh yeah,
which I didn't realize how powerful his staff was.
Nobody knew. Yeah. I feel like they just keep adding stuff just for the sake of trying to make a point to it. Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I loved Master Oogway's character in the first one. Yeah, really, really did.
Wait, did the chameleon ever took Master Oogway's power?
No.
One of the best martial artists
ever
to exist.
Decides to take Tai Lung.
What? Oh my God, that's dumb. Go ahead. Sorry.
Shit. Yeah, we learned that, and that's where we get your favorite part, where we learn where are the Furious Five.
Oh yeah, because apparently Poe came up and he's like wondering like was it that part? Hold on.
Well, Master Shifu came in, was trying to get his attention, but he's like, I gotta open up this. I gotta.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then that's where he explains where all the Furious Five was, which Crane didn't make the most sense.
Yeah,
because he just became the leader of the crocodiles somehow.
Yes, somehow.
Yeah, and then they say that's a crazy story there. And then he goes on to Monkey and then Viper. Oh, yeah. It's like, okay.
It's like it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell you a story, but we're not gonna tell you it.
Yeah,
Look how cool that is. Just kidding.
Back to the real story.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's exactly what it was. Open up with that scene, and that's when Shifu, they go up and talk.
Yeah, because he needed to explain him to something very important,
which is
that I'm kind of baffled.
Yeah, we need a new Dragon Warrior.
Why?
No reason why. He just needs to accept. He's learned everything he could learn.
So apparently, it is very true because he did learn everything that he knew, and of course, if he can't stop learning, that means they can't make another movie.
That's right. There's always has to be something to learn.
Exactly. So of course, what's after being a Dragon Warrior? You become Oogway. Like, master your whatever.
Is it
spiritual?
Oogway or is it Shifu?
No, it's Master Oogway. Because Shifu was jealous because he couldn't be
Oh, that's
Master
right. He said he
Oogway.
couldn't be. Yeah, you're right.
So he's kind of mad about that and puffing, and he's like, I hate you, Po. So after that, this is where the jokes were actually pretty good, because after when they start doing all that kind of stuff and having a kind of like a moment. Go ahead. Yeah.
The tournament? Are you talking about the tournament?
Yeah, the tournament.
Yeah. The interviews are as they say.
They were funny.
Yeah, that scene was funny.
Yeah.
With all there's like 5 contestants.
Yeah.
A pig dressed up just like him with all paint.
Yeah.
Like a mentally disturbed like ox.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The other
like a chicken.
Yeah, one was a chicken. One was
like a deer.
Yeah, and then a bunny. I think a bunny. It looks like a bunny.
And a goat and all that.
Yeah. But he chooses himself again as the Dragon Warrior.
I love it because he's like, who's going to be Dragon Warrior? You know, like the whole Oogway pointing the finger.
Yeah, I let the finger decide.
Yeah. And he's just like, he pointed himself. And then he's like, I guess I'm the Dragon Warrior, and everybody bought it. Yeah. It's like, why not? Yeah. I don't understand why passing the Dragon Warrior is such a big thing. Hell, the scroll wasn't read for 1,000 years.
That's true.
And I'm like, how? How
and it was just blank.
Yeah, it's like guidelines, and I'm like, what's going on? So yeah, absolutely. When that happened, of course, that big joke scene where
there wasn't a Dragon Warrior for 1,000 years. That's what they said, right? Yeah, and that's what I thought.
Yeah, and I'm just confused. I'm baffled because they're just coming up with these ideas as we go. I feel like this is like a parallel universe that it shouldn't be told, but it is. God damn it. But we have to move on. And of course, we start seeing that after the whole Tournament of Power, Master Shifu was upset with him. He's like, do your own thing, whatever. And then that's when the fox comes in, and she's basically robbing, the ancient... I don't know why. Why is she robbing?
She was trying to steal... Oogway's staff.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't revealed.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Even though the chameleon know exactly. Well, whatever. Yeah. So after that, of course, Po so like the whole thing, the series, because they start doing like a little fight, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's a.
Do you like that fight?
Scene. That's fine.
Fine.
I mean, he was kind of getting his little butt handed.
I have no idea how that happened. It's like you are a master of kung fu. You beat the top 3 villains of whatever. So continue. Okay, I'll give her that.
That thief was tough.
Yeah, that thief was tough. Who has been trained by a master of magic who has no idea how to use kung fu in a very long time, or ever, I should say. So either way,
well, the question is, how did the chameleon learn how to fight?
That never was explained. She says she doesn't know master martial arts,
sorcery.
She knows sorcery, and then she trained the fox to do kung fu.
How?
And I'm like, how? You said you don't know kung fu, but you know magic. I thought she would have magic. No. Yeah. I'm like, what? I guess the I'll give it this. Maybe she was training her how to be stealthier.
I don't know.
But that's a long stretch, right? See, I'm tearing this movie apart, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to give it, like, at least some points here. The only best part was Po. Like, at least he was trying, and he knew what he was doing.
I don't know what they were trying to do with these other characters.
Yeah, exactly. They were just trying to retell a story that did not work, and it worked in the past very well told, and they're doing this one very poorly. That's why I'm starting to conflict with my rating, because I think I should give it a way lower rating, because it doesn't make sense. This is a tragic for Kung Fu Panda fans. And kids will have no idea, but eventually if they saw the first, second, and third, and they'll be like, all right, I understand.
Won't be kids anymore.
Exactly. I'll be shocked. But after that, apparently Po finally finds out that after defeating the damn fox, that should have been done a very long time ago, and captures her and it sends her off to prison. And he finds out that the Tai Lung is back from the spirit realm.
Yeah.
And they had to go, and he has to go and stop him. But when he went back there, he was gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, aren't you supposed to get the staff? And it would have been a lot easier if you just grabbed it there and then. Yeah, I know. I'm punching so much holes. I'm sorry. So I know I'm giving you questions that you have no answers to.
Yeah,
Only the writers.
You're gonna have to like email them.
I know, right? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Have you been drawing crayons again? So like that. So either way, so after that whole little scenery, apparently we go into finally the fox and Po talking like, look, if you're gonna find the chameleon who basically,
well, yeah, you find out it's not Tai Lung. What if it's a person?
yeah, everybody who transform and nobody know who's the chameleon.
Yeah,
and I'm baffled because she didn't absolutely know who the hell the Dragon Warrior is, who basically who saved the whole China from Shun's wrath, and of course Tai Lung, who basically was massacring villages across China until he was gonna get ready to get the scroll. But I guess nobody could stop them except for Po and Master Oogway, and it just didn't make no sense. So go ahead, boy. Sorry, I could go on for hours just talking shit about this film now.
You keep on. What happened? Oh yeah, they were talking. Yes, Shifu's like, you can't do this. You can't. Oh, yeah. You can't. You have to stay. You have to stay here, which kind of didn't make sense at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like, so there's a threat going that the Furious Five are there for to stop. Correct. All of them.
Yeah. It's their job to go stop.
Yeah, when they're busy.
Yeah.
And you want the Dragon Warrior to stay at the temple, choose a successor when there's an ongoing threat, rising.
Rising, yeah. So, I guess that's what it is about being a Dragon Warrior. It's just once you get it for a certain amount of time, you pass it on without no guidelines. Yeah, did the scroll finally show up letters or something?
It probably did.
It's like, doesn't make any sense. All right. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's like, all right. I'm taking it because he's trying to get out of it, so he goes with the damn fox. Yeah. And they go straight out of there. They dip, and then Master Shifu's like, all right, I guess I can't stop him. or bother to go with him. So what is Master Shifu doing? I don't know.
He just lets it happen. Like, do your own thing. Yeah, I'm going to be pouty. Stay.
That's it? You're not going to go or anything? No. He's like, all right, he chose his own journey, I guess.
Yeah, he did. So, okay, so after the whole little scenery where he's starting to go out there to go capture this chameleon, and then we go back to the dads. They're talking. They're talking about, oh, my sweet boy, like our son.
He's in danger.
He's going to be in danger. He's fighting the chameleon that everybody knows about all of a sudden. That's so weird, isn't it? Like, wouldn't you think the chameleon would be more stealthy and all that, like behind the scenes?
No, the chameleon runs a whole city.
Exactly. And that doesn't make any sense. I thought she was going to be like the master of ninja, and I'll be like, all right, that makes sense. And then the fox would have basically kind of, like moving around secretly, but it's not true. She runs an organization. She wants 60% of the products. And obviously the city councilor was like, hell no. And then,
well, the other underground bosses.
Yeah. I was like, what was the point of that? For more money?
Fund the operation.
That's very dumb.
How are you gonna get the cells? How are you gonna fund the other lizards?
Exactly. So of course she was explaining herself that she needs the money for the operation. She needs it now and no later than the previous day. You have it until tomorrow's sunset. Yeah. And then she turned to an elephant, showing her like she has power, giving her a little backstory that she has no idea what Kung Fu does.
Yeah.
No idea. Just absolutely nothing. And then they scared him off because she turned into a big elephant. That's a big elephant. So after that, of course,
that might be like is that like one of the only screen time the villain has other than
I think like three in general, and then the fight scene.
So the beginning, this one, and the ending, pretty much.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Exactly. I agree with you.
All right.
And after that, you go into apparently Poe's dad, after they talk to each other and say, oh, it's all right. We could trust Po. And they immediately not go oh, we don't trust him. We're going to go save him. At least that's what they told themselves.
Yeah, so they both try to sneak. Well, yeah, to go over there and save him. Bryan Cranston's character reveals that he's acting like he's calm, but he's actually scared.
Oh, yeah.
So they both go.
Yeah.
Trying to go save him.
Yeah. They had their luggages ready. It's like, what are you doing out here? You don't believe our son, the dragon warrior who defeated 3 villains and saved all of China. I can't do it.
It's a little too late.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but hey.
Yeah.
They do save him.
Well, yeah. But the thing is, it wasn't meant for them. It was meant for the Furious 5. That's a big issue.
They're busy.
I hate that.
Did he not explain it in the beginning?
Go ahead. I'm furious here. I am mad. Because the Furious 5 was such an important element for all 3 of the films. And you took that away from me.
They had to. They couldn't afford it.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. So, after Poe is taking the journey with the goddamn fox, who very clearly we all know that apparently she's going to be a dragon warrior. I knew that from the start when I saw that. I'm like,
that's what I told you. That's why I heard you go, God damn it.
Yeah. And obviously she was being like a thief as always, because they went to one of the actually pretty good like fight scenes that I actually enjoyed.
It's probably one of the most enjoyable scenes in the movie.
Yeah, the bar.
The bar, the stupid bar.
Yeah, and I find it more enjoyable than any other scene around.
I'm trying to think. I think it's probably one of the better scenes in the whole film.
That's all I remember from
everything else. I mean, they had the chase scene, but I think the bar scene was better.
I hated the chase scene.
It's just
I'm gonna punch holes through that one too. Don't you wait? This movie is flawed. I'm starting to regret my rating, like really bad.
They need the ride to the city. Remember, this is the problem I had with the dads.
Yeah,
of how they got to the city, because this whole scene is because they needed a ride to the city.
A boat.
Yeah, a boat. Which they find a captain. Which I like the captain.
Yeah.
It's a. What is it, like a goose or something? What is it? Like
pelican.
Pelican, and the main captain is actually a fucking fish in the mouth.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. I liked it a lot.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Or it got taken over by like a gang.
Yeah. A warhog.
Yeah,
basically.
warhog.
The pigs.
The pigs.
Yeah.
The pigs and wolves.
And basically they were treating the bunnies like little itty bitty slaves. Basically.
Yeah, they were actually slaves. Telling them to stir, throwing them around and shit. It's always the bunnies that get fucked up.
Yeah, I know, it's funny.
But
because they're weaker, that's why. Not the 3 little kid bunnies. They're vicious.
So we have Poe trying to change the fox's mentality.
Oh yeah,
of not stealing,
and it worked because it was the quickest turnaround that I ever saw in a like a anti-villain thing. But we don't know that yet.
They spent like 3 days together.
I know exactly. Like, you're my good friend now.
Yeah.
And I did like
when they were talking about it. That's kind of a little too.
Like, that's a little too much. Don't you think? Because it was funny. Yeah, I like that. I'm telling you, see, the jokes hit when it did hit. Yeah. And I like that. So,
but we got the fox playing games.
Oh yeah.
It being a fox cheated. Yeah. So what happens next? They have to fight.
Because exactly.
Which gave us one of probably the best sequence in the whole movie.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I 100% agree.
Cause the main move that Poe uses is cool. It's done cool here.
Yeah, and I was shocked that it was used here. I was like, whoa.
I was like, it was cool. To shut off all the lights and then turned it back on.
Yeah.
Like I said, the way they shot and did some things in the film is really, really nice.
Oh no, it was really nice. I agree with you. It was really awesome. And after that, it cuts. After when they escaped, they went. Poe landed on the boat. They took off.
The one thing, the tavern for some reason is built at the edge of a cliff, so it's constantly tilting.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's funny. I love that.
Yeah,
it's very enjoyable. And remember, that's the jokes again. Very superb. I enjoyed it. Then again, we saw Madam Web, and it's not even a competition at this point. So yeah, either way, I like it. It was enjoyable, and of course, they finally got the ride that they needed to travel to Jomano Island or City, whatever it was called. And obviously, we go back to the dads because they were the ones traveling, and they actually enter the bar where their son went. Right. And of course, this is another good scene. Everything good about the film is in the bar because the dads show up at the bar, and of course the goose was about to get his goose cooked, And the dad, the real dad of Poe's, had to be like his master or pretending to be one.
But he learned everything from him.
But it said one thing, mercy. I
don't know where he learned that.
Yeah.
The scene where he fucking grabs his Fox's drink and then crushes it. That is a handshake.
Yeah. Like he was injuring himself, trying to be like scary.
But then that part is just like
exactly. Like everything he was doing, it was very unintimidating. It was funny.
Choose the fucking game board pieces, the teeth go out.
Like I don't even swallow. I chew him, and he's like, Plah. I agree. I love that part. See, bar scene killed it. Loved it. Jokes amazing, and obviously that's when, of course, they somehow Poe's dad was overweight and tilted the whole
so
boat.
They were scared of him.
Yeah, that's when they started being scared of him. His weight. That's what it was. All right. So what happened after that, boy?
Well, they did get that. Somehow they ended up in the city. But
yeah.
before that, that's where we get your favorite chase scene, where we find out, she was born there, whatever.
Oh, you're talking her backstory, right?
Her backstory.
Yeah. When they're in the boat.
Well, he had the vision.
Yeah.
About the chameleon.
It wasn't very intimidating. It was really dumb. It was so fast forward, and apparently he said it was like a dragon thing. To be honest, I would be like, "You're just dreaming, man." Because it wasn't
said.
To save budget. I'm sure it was, because they didn't even bother like showing the Furious 5 losing or anything like that. They couldn't even bother. They just put a background in flames, and that's all they did.
Yeah.
And that's your vision, Poe? Yeah. I thought it was way worse.
That was.
Dude, Sean's vision was way worse. Can you imagine? Remember the fireworks?
Yeah.
The puff the goat showed him? Yeah. That was more intimidating than that. Ah, goddamn you. You ruined my childhood. You're not going to get away with this.
Your childhood?
Well, it brought my childhood back. And then it immediately destroyed it. So after when they went to the damn city, where apparently they're saying like it looked really nice because Poe was actually enjoying himself because the food and how it was really tasty. And the weird part is nobody freaking knows Poe, and it made me kind of giggle.
The Dragon Warrior, no one knows, but they know Shifu.
Yeah, Shifu for some reason. I guess he saved everybody 1,000 times, which is kind of baffling.
I mean, he's the one who caused Tai Lung.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But of course, the city had problems. They were mostly run by thieves, and of course, the chameleon's bodyguards. So it had problems.
Well, I'm just like, who's running? Is the chameleon running the police?
That's what I'm confused about. And yet, for some reason, the fox is wanted.
The fox steals food all the time.
But the chameleon. Goddamn, I'm punching holes again. Because here, the chameleon runs the city, and she took care of the fox. Why is the fox getting chased by the police if the chameleon runs everything, including the law?
She doesn't run the law down there, maybe?
That's so ridiculous. It's so dumb. She had the biggest building in the world. And even Poe said it like, oh, yeah, it's not my first time. She's probably up there in that big tower.
Oh, this is where we get the chasing.
Yeah.
Your favorite chasing.
Your lovely chasing. Yeah. They're running away from the law because why?
Because of the fox. The fox is it
was technically like a mother to the chameleon.
Yeah, allegedly.
That's dumb. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyways, they escape. They run out. We get this. Maybe
go ahead.
10-minute
bring
chasing.
Some life into this.
I mean, I'm just trying to remember. It was just like a generic chase scene.
Yeah, it's like one of the most weird kind of chasings that I'm kind of baffled to this day. Even though it just got out of like hours.
They didn't know who he was.
Absolutely.
Of course, the police.
Yeah.
So they lock him up.
It's like, do you not know who I am? I'm the Dragon Warrior. And that's my favorite line. It must be a regional thing. They just know me. Yeah. So yeah, after the whole running away from the law.
They escape.
Yeah.
Into
underground.
It's like an underground city.
Underground where the thieves usually hang around.
Which this... didn't make sense.
It did not make any sense at all. So apparently when they went down there, apparently there is this turtle that apparently...
No, he's that starts with a P. I don't know. He's like, we'll just call him the armadillo guy.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. Probably an armadillo, yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
Anyways.
So, yeah. So this old man who basically shows up and telling her like, oh, you finally returned. Oh, by the way, we're gonna kill you now. Like what? Already?
Somehow Poe talks him out of it.
Yeah, with wisdom, because apparently everybody loves violence there. So apparently he made a whole grand speech about if you shouldn't make violence now, like you should make peace more later. Yeah. But the turtles and everybody else said, so if we don't do violence now, we get to do more violence later. And I'm like, what?
So they're like, all right. They walk away.
Yeah, they just leave. Like, what? And then, of course, the guy who actually hates the fox is helping them now because I guess if they don't leave before sundown, they won't kill him and all that, even though they promise him they'll do violence later on.
Why is he helping him is the funny part.
Either way, back to the dads. Apparently, they're venturing back over here, and they do a little couple of fun little things because, you know, that's the part where he asked the pelican, and he just went back, and they just left. Yeah, he's like, I said yes. Why did they left? So see, like some of the jokes were really good. See, I can't.
What else happened with them? They were walking around. What else? I don't remember what.
Oh, they were just venturing out, and they finally thought like maybe we should just check up there. That's the only time when they saw, because I think they saw them running up there, like by the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
So after when they went in there and they, you know, I guess the fox was starting to have a good moment with Poe. He's like here, have this. What was it? This acorn or something?
It's like a walnut.
Walnut from the tree of peace.
Yeah, something about change. I don't remember.
And she was like, oh, and then, you know, maybe I'm doing the bad thing. And it quickly evaporated after when Poe was captured. Yeah. Immediately, she goes to the dark side in an instant. Yeah. Nothing questioned. She didn't even bother. Maybe she was being like, whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, they do this. They sneak in. This is where we get the transition of them sneaking in with the scene.
Oh, yeah.
With the trap.
It wasn't even that good.
Yeah. Then a random trap falls down, lands on Poe. This is where we finally get the chameleon. The chameleon. Yeah. Actually showing herself.
Yeah.
And revealing
her plans. Yeah. How she said, I don't know Kung Fu, but I want to get Kung Fu because nobody would take me because I'm small. And then I'm going to use the blood moon or something like that to summon, because I have the staff now. You know, to open the spiritual. Yeah. I'm more baffled by it too, because I'm like, so I know you know magic and all that stuff. So how do you know to summon the spiritual realm?
There was no magic at all.
Yeah, she was sucking them off, I guess. To every villain. Because see, this is the part. So after when the little betraying thing, of course, Poe managed to get out because he underneath himself. You know, he fell. Yeah. And of course, they wanted to save some budget because it was in black and white because of the smoke. And I could tell.
They were trying to be cool and different. And
it did not work for me. I knew exactly what they were doing. And I was like, did they just cut the budget here? Because they already cut the Furious 5. I was like, that'd be cool if I see them here. Or at least somewhere. But they didn't. Because if they were going to show, they should have shown now. Yeah. But again, we wouldn't have a transition of having a fox. Because it would have been cool if the fox was just already evil and she didn't care. She didn't change. And then maybe it would have been like a little darker like the second one.
No, they had to have some people.
Yeah, they had to have somebody, right? Maybe the city could have changed. I don't know. But yeah, either way. So after that, after when Poe somehow escaped and he fell, or because the chameleon turned into the fox, you know.
Tricked them saying, I could help you get out of here, whatever.
Oh, yeah. And I was confused because I was like, wait, already? But then I was like, all right, I get clever. I like that part. But then the real fox showed up. Like, she still cares for him. Yeah. And if I was a chameleon at that point, I would have been like, you actually do care about him.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
and then I would have pushed her off the cliff because I feel like, you know, like she's already looked like she's going to betray him or betray her.
Yeah. So she keeps him around.
Yeah, and I'm just her around for no reason. And you kind of see that right away. Like, you actually care. But she only says that after when they're like they're about to do the ritual. Yeah. And she's going down the stairs. It's like, you actually care about him. And I'm just like, yeah. You kind of saw the expression, how she was running at you when you push Poe at the cliff. And it just didn't make any sense.
This is where the dad... He lands on a branch and catches it. Yeah. And then one lizard happened to fucking be hanging on. Tries to point him down, and the goose dad slaps the little fucker with his feet.
Yeah.
But like this is the problem I'm talking about. I was like, where did they come from? What did they climb?
Yeah.
It just skips to them being on a tower right after.
It's called pacing.
I don't.
They just wanted to do the plot.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. It's how they basically try to keep on the story alive because they just can't have Poe fall to his death. Because it would like. So either way, that's what happened. So they save Poe. And then Poe goes up the little damn tower again. He's like, I have to stop them or stop the chameleon. Because if I don't, she's going to get all of, Kung Fu.
Yeah. And then no one would stop her.
And nobody would stop me like that, basically. So after that, she, the fox comes in and she actually fights Poe.
Toe to toe, baby.
Toe to toe. And I'm like, how? And I'm still thinking, maybe I want to give this a little credit because I'm probably like, maybe Poe did it on purpose. No. I don't want to give it credit. Okay. Because I was thinking this way, like maybe Poe wanted her to change so badly, maybe testing her. But maybe I'm just giving the writers a little too much credit and they don't have that kind of. So, because what I thought is maybe Poe was, training her to become like the Dragon Warrior, like she was always trying to be.
Yeah.
So he probably.
Which she kind of does at the end.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. So maybe I'll give a little credit if that is true.
Anyways,
but if not, it ain't. Go ahead.
They fight, then she hugs him. They have this meaningful talk.
Yeah.
Then that's where she's like, I'm going to go raise an army.
Like in a nick of time. Yeah. Like really fast.
Really, really fast.
And another weird speech.
Yeah. It was dumb too because he literally didn't want that dude who helped them didn't want to see them again.
Yeah, exactly. I would have butchered you if you come back.
Yeah. There's another speech similar to violence now.
Yeah.
More violence later, something like that.
So after that, Poe does get captured because he does go back and he tries fighting, but he fails. Mm-hmm. Because remember, this is the part where Tai Lung comes in. And I was shocked. I was like, you could afford this punk? No, I'm just kidding. No, like you could afford Tai Lung. Yeah. One of the best villains in the series. I prefer Shun, but yeah, he is the best.
What do you mean he was there?
Yeah?
He was there in the background.
Well, at the beginning, he was fighting actually. He actually fought Tai Lung.
No, but I was talking about your friend Shen.
Oh yeah, he was there. He was doing nothing. Nada. I was pissed.
Which that shit was funny to me, which we'll get to a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, because Tai Lung was the most important villain from the first one and what made Kung Fu Panda what it is. And it had a pretty good story around it, but of course in this one, for some reason, he couldn't take on as much as he's supposed to. Well, he took on like everybody, right? Yeah. But except for the chameleon.
Well, the chameleon tongue.
Yeah, sucked him off. Yeah, it was fast for him, and I guess he got swallowed up somehow.
Lost his kung fu.
And he lost his kung fu. He became miserable, and he got pushed into a cage, and that's how our old corpses of Tai Lung is now. And then
the rest start coming out.
And she just keeps, and they don't put up a fight. None of them do. Yeah. Well, besides Tai Lung or Tai Lung.
Well, he was the first one. They had dialogue. The rest were just kind of just.
Yeah, but Kai was powerful. He's powerful than freaking, like, both of them, even Tai Lung.
Who?
Kai.
Which is Kai?
Kai, like the ox.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he clearly lost.
Yeah. I guess he couldn't do anything before he sucked him off, too. So, Sean, I guess he just stood there. He's like, yeah, sure, why not? God damn it, man, this film.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Let's go on. So after the whole, her sucking everybody off, Poe comes in and obviously he fails.
Yep.
He loses and he gets captured. And what happened then, boy?
Well, first, before he did, he had his old dialogue.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Tai Lung said he chose wrong. Oogway once again.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, blah. Then he chooses to fight.
And that's the right move. Tai Lung was supposed to, telling him, no, you're an idiot. Yeah. I should have been Dragon Warrior.
Which he did. He did his dialogue.
Exactly. That's what is a good Tai Lung. But after that, they butchered it.
What do you mean? He accepted it.
Bull.
He accepted it. He's like, maybe I know why Oogway chose you. Now, the one that didn't make sense was Shen. Shen hated him, which that one didn't make sense.
And the ox.
But they can't afford him.
Well,
They
not
couldn't afford them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So they had to sit there quietly and go back in the goddamn spirit realm.
And that's another big issue that I have with this as well, because obviously they're free. Why would they want to go back to the spiritual world?
I thought that too.
Like, why?
That doesn't make sense.
Like, you're free. You could roam the earth again, and you're villains.
I thought they're all gonna scatter.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I thought they were all gonna be fighting like different enemies.
Yeah.
So the army comes and basically shows up. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Which they just take the chameleon. Okay. I don't know. Is it like a law thing? Are they not allowed to be there in the real world again? The living, or are they like forced to go back there? Okay, if that's the case, how come they just kidnapped the chameleon and took it in? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Unless if it's like a prison, but again, they would be free. They don't explain what it is.
Say that's a big.
Maybe that they're dead.
Say this is the big problem with you, boy. You turned on your brain. That's what happened.
I don't know.
You turned on your brain. You gotta turn off your brain to witness that.
Anyways, they fight. Fox comes with the army.
Yeah.
They have that cringe children bunny rabbits fighting.
Oh yeah.
She makes it over there, helps Poe, then she fights.
Oh, well, so what happened when I saw it, you just see this whole army going at it. They're beating
That's what you missed. You missed the scene where he was talking one-on-one with the chameleon about change.
Yeah.
About how every villain told him that we're not so different after all.
Oh, yeah.
But you could change right now.
Oh, Poe was trying to change the chameleon and to be becoming better.
Per villain.
Yeah.
Lore no fights.
And I guess you see Tai Lung is like, you know what, he's onto something.
Yeah,
I should change.
Yeah, he listened. See,
he listened. After being humiliated by Poe, got his butt kicked, basically got sit on too. And I guess he just forgets all of that.
Yeah, he changed.
Yeah, I guess the spirit world does something to you. I just don't know what it is. Something in the water, I guess. I don't know. So after that, the whole little scenery, Poe finally gets he purposely gets captured by the chameleon, and obviously this is the part when I'm like, oh my god, my fears is coming to reality.
Yeah, this is what I knew you were gonna be excited for.
And he gave her the staff of Oogway, signifying that you are the chosen to be my successor as Dragon Warrior. Now go and whoop her ass. She kind of does.
Yeah, she whoops her ass and does the move that Poe taught her once.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, we forgot to mention she turned to a hideous monster, but it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
because she transformed.
She used everyone's.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how Poe gets captured. But
yeah,
I don't like this. I don't like any of this. Damn it! So after that, the chameleon transformed back to her chameleon self because fighting the fox is saying like, I'm so disappointed in you. And that's when she was telling her life lessons to her, the chameleon, that step number 1, don't trust anybody. Yeah, step number 2, blah, 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 blah. And nobody cares about your feelings. I'm like, what the fuck?
That was number 3.
Yeah, that was her 3. I skipped. Well, yeah, exactly. And that's when she learned, just by watching Poe do her finishing move, Poe's finishing move.
Yeah. The
spiritual Oogway staff, tossing a dragon, like, the spiritual whatever.
I mean, she only tried it once,
but it worked. And after that, she gets defeated. The chameleon, who knows every other kung fu in history.
That's it.
She didn't know how to learn how to dodge.
Stop it. Let him be.
Yeah, and then after that,
she just accepted the hit.
Yeah, and then that's when Poe comes out. I was like, see, I knew it. I found my Dragon Warrior. And then after that, she gets back up, and of course, it's like a little like send off because Oogway did defeated Tai Lung. Remember, like the little thing.
Yeah.
And then Poe hit her with the staff, so it was kind of like a little send off.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that. It was kind of cool. So he got the final hit, and then obviously that's when we see that stupid scene where they're kidnapping the chameleon back to the spiritual world for no reason. I thought they were gonna send her to prison.
Yeah. No. Just take it to school room, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I just don't understand what's going on.
What's stopping her from? She could do it again in the spirit world now.
You gotta need the staff to go back there. And the funny thing,
no, to take the kung fu.
Oh yeah.
She could take the.
You're thinking too much, like I am. That's why I am furious. So what happened after that? And the whole world is saved from her kung fu.
To wrap it up, everyone's safe. I think
Yeah.
They don't exactly. I guess maybe all the people changed, all the thugs.
Yeah.
We're back in the hit. Was it the Valley of Peace?
Yeah. And all the villains, are having peace as well.
I think so.
Yeah, they all bow to Poe, which it doesn't make no sense, but we talked about it.
Oh, I forgot. Like I said, that didn't.
Yeah, none of it made sense. And the only thing that I loved, what Master, what was his name? Master Shifu?
Yeah.
Master Shifu said that was correct. 100% correct. Her? Why her? And I'm like, yes! Why her? She did not earn it. I don't know why.
What do you mean? They had an adventure together.
It takes one adventure to be.
I guess
my
so.
God.
I guess so.
And I'm like, you are right, Master Shifu. Why her? And he went out frustrated. And he's like, he's going to come around. And I'm like, he has no reason to. I hate it. In Kung Fu Panda 5, he's going to come around. Oh, I was actually wrong. You actually are the Dragon Warrior. Something like that. It doesn't make... this whole movie was the master of disappointment. And guess what they did with the Furious 5? They finally show up!
Yeah, I told you they were going to show up.
What happened, boy? What happened?
Well, I mean...
How did they show up? After years of speculation.
In the credits scene,
yes.
we get a whole training dialogue.
Yeah.
Can she hang with the Furious 5?
Really? Yeah. After lying to us, telling us the Furious 5 are going to show up.
They showed up?
They showed up.
They showed up?
In the most underwhelming way.
Yeah, but they showed up.
I wish I didn't see that, but I saw it.
Yeah.
I did like Jack Black singing. That kind of cushioned the the fall a little bit.
Singing, yeah.
Yeah, but I was furious. Furious 5. 5 times. That was bad. And I just couldn't believe it. I was in shock. Dude, how... From the beginning, there was such a big impact. The second one, same thing. Third, I could kind of see them like kind of leaving a little bit, but they were still there. And then the fourth one came in and they just wrote them off.
Well, I mean, they couldn't afford them.
I could tell. But it doesn't make sense. Their budgets from previous were... This is where it looks like we're entering the downfall of DreamWorks. Because not too long ago, DreamWorks did Megamind, a sequel, and it was super bad. People were pissed. What the fuck is going on over there? And this is the people that made Puss in Boots.
Which did really good.
Exactly. Are you telling me you can't get enough budget for these films? You're doing excellent. Now you're fucking up? How? Oh my God, how? And we're going to have a Kung Fu Panda 5, I guarantee it. And we're going to have a fox being a dragon warrior for no reason. And Poe, I have no idea what they're going to do with Poe.
When Oogway?
Oogway? Why?
Oogway's position.
Maybe something's going to be happening in the spiritual world again? Because every movie makes sense. Not this one. The first one, it's yourself. You know, the Dragon Warrior is basically yourself. The second one is trying to get over your past and moving to the future. And the third one is basically, what exactly are you? You're a Dragon Warrior. You're Poe.
And this one?
And this one, I don't know. What is this
Change.
one? Change?
Yeah.
For the worse?
For the better.
That's trash.
He didn't want to accept his position, but he realized time's changing, so he has to.
Yeah. Fuck no. I don't agree with it. If this is
you
the
just don't like how it was done.
Exactly. It was just awful. There was no point to it. They don't deserve to talk about the Dragon Warrior, especially when he just barely became a Dragon Warrior. I feel like in 3 years he became a Dragon Warrior and he had to give it away. Yeah. And there's no guidelines to this. It doesn't make sense. This is why I am officially putting my rating down to a freaking 4 out of 10. Oh, wow. After going deep into this and my frustration, my review shouldn't be a review after that part. It was me just being generous, talking, and just looking.
You're going to have to leave that in the description below.
Yeah, exactly. It just... I'm ashamed and I hate myself for doing that. But this is why we do this thing, because we could look back into it and what really would happen to it. what was bad about it, what was good with it, because I do agree with it that the jokes did hit. Like almost a quarter and maybe in some good parts in the middle were good. It worked because the jokes worked, everything else worked, but after looking through how like from the beginning to the end and what was the main reason behind what they were doing, we had a villain who wanted nothing but kung fu, but refused to learn it, or because she was shamed because she was small and did not make no sense. She wants a kung fu and she's evil because she can't learn kung fu. And then Po gives up his title just because Master Shifu's.
Well, he didn't give it up just yet. About to.
Stupid. And I feel like it is not Kung Fu Panda 4. I think it's something else. It looks like it's a parallel universe. Please let it God be that it is. Because this is really, 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 really bad. And it's doable, but I'm starting to get upset here. So I'm showing all my emotions right now. And I'm sad because after this, I'm going to go get a good cry.
I'll give it the same rating. I mean,
oh, you're changing your rating?
No, I'm saving it. It's fine.
No, you sure? Because I'm just here ranting.
No,
and
it's
I can understand myself, like, because I love Kung Fu Panda.
It's the same. I mean, honestly, between you and me, I already knew what I think I was walking into.
Yeah,
I already knew what I was walking into. I was like, all right. Unfortunately,
cash grab, using the corpses of a dead. Well, it shouldn't be dead. A lovable franchise, and they just playing with its corpses.
I mean, it wasn't worse. I mean, it wasn't the worst movie that's come out this year, but it certainly was disappointing compared to its other previous successors.
See, and I'm a big Kung Fu Panda fan, man. I love the second one so much. The first one was great too. Third one was good. It should have been the send off. Fourth one, it shouldn't be made. Anything else, boy?
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to our rant.
That's what it turned out to be.
Of Kung Fu Panda 4. And we will see you guys on the next video. All right. Later, guys.
Later, guys.